Want to talk today about women and about the fact that when you usually think that you found your loved one, you didn't. And that's how it is. It's an illusion. Because we are looking in this life for an ideal, and we think that someone else will fix us, and so we kind of hope to find our other half that will complement us, but it doesn't work this way. And when you kind of feel a deep attraction towards someone, a lot of times it's not reciprocated. And I'm sure everybody has suffered about unrequited love. Because when you feel like you need too much someone, the other person a lot of times feels the opposite way, because they do not value you, and it takes a lot of emotional maturity to appreciate someone who really loves you, and is willing to give you attention and care. Because most of us, we are a little bit traumatized, and a lot of times we are looking for something that's not really there, and we don't value what's close to us, and we feel like what's close to our grasp isn't worth it. Very rarely it happens that when you search for someone, you also stumble upon somebody who is also really into you. But usually that's not the case. And that's especially true when it comes to women. Because they feel like if you really are fond of them and you are too emotional, it means that she's too good for you, and that you are not a good match for her. And I know that might sound a little bit misogynistic, but it's not. It's true. Of course, sometimes men act this way too, but more often it happens with our feminine counterparts. I'm not judging. I'm just recounting the observations that I gathered in my short but intense life. And speaking of love, it's not that we really found the person that will complete you. It's that we've stumbled upon someone who triggers all our inclinations towards idealization and the feeding the illusion that the person that we met is going to make us happy. And that's completely wrong. And that's a product of the fact that we have been programmed by our culture to think this way, which perhaps has its own purpose, Otherwise, we wouldn't procreate so often. And besides that, what we think as love is oftentimes a chemical reaction. Our brain makes us feel this way because it's not our will to have kids. It's actually the intention of the species, which is stronger than ours, and which is why sometimes we might feel conflicted, because on one hand we don't want to have kids, or at least some of us, because that entails a lot of responsibility. But on the other hand, we feel that something is missing, and that's because our instincts drive us the other way, which is why some persons who are fond of children don't want to have them, which is perfectly clear to me. But from the outside it might appear like a paradox. And by the way, I don't believe in paradoxes. A paradox is just a situation in which you think something should be in a certain way, and an entire society has the same opinion, but in actuality things are opposite sometimes, and we think like it's a paradox, but every paradox has its logical explanation. It's only a paradox on the surface, but if you look more deeply, you can understand the reasons behind it. So yeah, it's I know that my view is a little bit pessimistic, but I like to call it realistic. Love is a beautiful feeling, but it's also a chemical reaction and a product of our conditioning, which is millions of years long. I don't know what's better, but in my mind you can spare yourself a lot of suffering if you look at things directly, unapologetically, even though some might deem you as a pessimist, or they might assign a different label on you. That's what we people do, you know. Giving certain things a label is our nature. It's in the very nature of language, of rationality. But it also has its limitations, so we must understand and transcend that, if possible. If not, just do what you can, because life is hard. And I think that would be it.